Hello, my name is Shuttley, welcome back to another episode of Columbian Space Initiative Supreme World Ultimate, and we are still continuing our war against USA. I mean, we managed to take a large chunk of Texas, at least, if nothing else, from them, and of course then they did have Mexico and most of Central America as well, so we've taken a fair chunk of areas from them. They still have the troops here on the island south of Panama, or that was part of Panama anyway, when they existed in this run, but yeah, not anymore. But yeah, they still control that. There's still a lot of troops over here in Bahamas as well. So that's kind of an issue. I think we'll be mostly okay. We've got a lot of Navy over here providing some anti-aircraft capabilities. But the enemy, we did actually capture the land production here in between the episodes as well. And decided to push in slightly there, but yeah, I think we'll be okay. Oh, that was the garrison. Let's get some troops down here. We can potentially get our artillery a few steps closer. Once again, so we can keep on pushing further east. Now, is there anything over here that we could attack to... We got some infantry over here, which could technically attack over there. That's a lot of garrisons though, so we'll need to bring in our artillery probably a few steps closer. I'm not going to touch the Canadian units quite yet. Fort Polk is still under... Oh, right. They're sending in their artillery now. I think they've been building quite a bit of them, so we may have some problems in the near future again. If we captured or destroyed those, we can at least get some breathing room for the land production there. We are building the Patriots in there for the anti-aircraft capabilities. Okay, that's actually the garrison that's still being pushed back there. We can probably start sending some of these troops back for repairs, but most of them will be spread out over here. We should be able to hold this, I mean, especially with the naval support and all that. Oh, the summit is going back. Are we? Oh yeah, we don't have a lot of supplies down here. It might improve over time, but that will indeed take some time. And there's a lot of air force in here. I suppose one thing that I could do is I could build a air defense. That does take 60 days though. Another option is to build some... Actually, do we have air production anywhere around here? We do have some over there. Alright, well let's start building some interceptors. The Fulcrums aren't necessarily the best, but I think they are probably the best that we can get right now. So let's start producing those. Now the AI should still hold control over the Air Force, so we'll have at least some of them available at some point. There we go. Some nice damage on the Timberwolf there from the artillery. Alright then, I wanted to attack down here. It's going to be a lot of garrisons. Oh, they pushed back some of the... Okay. Yeah, you can probably go get some repairs. Not entirely sure what did the damage, but it's just one unit being damaged. I don't think it's going to be... So, or rather, it probably wasn't artillery that did that. It was probably plane or something. We've got a lot of tanks here. San Angelo, that is 6 garrisons. That is quite a significant amount. What I suppose I could do is I could bring in the artillery group over here. Do we have supplies? We do. Good. That's going to be a bit more central. And okay, market opinion is now 9.6, so it's gone up by 0.2% again. Not much, but hey, it's better than nothing. Right, so over here I wanted to do assault on the city here at some point, but I kind of forgot the troops. There we go, should be going relatively quickly at least. Well, you can get into the city. I'll let the troops rest here for a few moments. And the few moments have gone. So time to destroy the garrison here. There's another research lab though, which we'll probably want to get rid of. And the artillery upgrade is almost done. There we go. Military facility. Oh, right, we got the barracks in Fort Worth completed. Good, so we can actually repair over here instead of all the way down. Well, it's not really that long of a distance, but it will make a large difference once we start pushing further north. Alright, and Houston, we've got a few units that have been repaired. Some of the units are going in here to be repaired. I suppose what I can do is I can take... I'll take 3 of them to get in there. Then I'll use the mechanized infantry in this to protect that flank. You can get over here. Then we've got the infantry over here. There's the Green Beret that needs to go get some repairs, so I'll send you down that way. Or up north to get the repairs, and then we've got more infantry over here that we can send in to start capturing these industrial areas at least. Let's have a quick look, because I'm a bit curious. Okay, we've got the advanced artillery, let's actually take care of that first. So, no, human cloning, no. There's nothing over here that we necessarily need, except the advanced artillery level 3, which is actually not particularly expensive. Yeah, there's no new artillery units for us, unfortunately. I don't think there's any new... Well, there is actually this one. It doesn't have quite as long range, but it does some damage. It's a hard target. It's a tracked vehicle, in fact. It's quite heavy, though, so we can't really drop that. Or helicopters or anything like that. I suppose that's alright. Okay, we are still producing a bit of extra. I think we may need to actually lower the production of electricity down a little bit again. Producing quite a bit, and the price isn't that good. 46%, so it will be a little bit extra still, but not a lot. I think I heard another submarine sing something somewhere. Question is, was it down here? Maybe. Because we did capture that. Let's go ahead and go for the next town over. And they still have this town over here, which probably has garrisons, which is why we haven't taken that one back yet. Because we just don't have the troops in here to do any assaults. Speaking of which, troops, we've got some over here. Actually, a lot of infantry down there. Now the question is, well, maybe we should send them... There's a supply truck and a few other units here. We'd probably send them down here. Start cleaning up some of the mess that the enemy have caused in here. Start setting up some proper defensive lines there. And slowly but surely we can retake some of the lands and then start shifting more troops down south to take out Thailand. Okay, so the summit is still out of supplies. Although honestly you shouldn't be that in that bad of a situation, but you are. Let's go ahead and get the artillery on the northern side of the road. I know it's a bit risky, but I think it will be good in the long run. Well, let's take the infantry from here as well. So one by one we shall take over the industrial areas here. If we could get... Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, so to get to the bridges, they would be all the way there. So we need to go through Alexandria to get to the road. And take Monroe, and then we can take Vicksburg and block the crossing from there. Then Little Rock is going to be another one. Then Tulsa. Right, but if we hold those, it should be relatively easy to block the enemy from attacking too much. Or sending too many troops over. Let's send some troops down here to take the southern industrial complex. Tanks shouldn't be taking too much damage from the enemies. We're actually losing a little bit of money now, so maybe reducing the production was a bit of a mistake. Let's have a look. If we go back to 40%, or 50% rather, will we start making money? How much were we doing deficit? 200 million. I'm not entirely sure if that was the full extent of the cost increase. Ooh, actually, we can probably increase this production to 50% again. I don't want to increase the production too much. I kind of want to make sure that we are raking in a decent profit from all that. I suppose I could send this infantry down towards Alexandria. It does have a barracks, so that means that there's bound to be some enemy troops there. Alright, you can probably take over the gas fields now. You technically already captured that. Okay, here comes the Air Force. Thank goodness for the Yugumos. Unfortunately, they don't shoot all that often, but hey, they do a decent bit of damage on the enemy planes at least. Because now we are making a profit again. So yes, I suppose we could even increase this to, I don't know, 55%. Beyond that, I think that's just going to drop the price too much, and then it's not going to be necessarily worth it. Because it then, of course, does eat more into our coal production, for example, among other things. Speaking of coal production, there's still pretty decent profit on there, so I'm going to increase the production of that to 80%. Alright, those troops are resting. We got a bit of troops over here that we can send back to the front. Summit has been resupplied. Well, not fully resupplied yet, but it is getting resupplied. Okay, so I guess the biggest question is, do we go for Alexandria or do we go towards New Iberia and then New Orleans? Oh, right, and fuel cells are almost done. That artillery is going to take half a year right now. I mean, at least we increase the speed that we're doing the research a tiny bit. Or at least the funding we increase a tiny bit. I mean, it's currently at 92%, so it was only 2% increase total. Which, honestly, isn't that stellar. I've got some warrior elites, I'll move you there. Don't suppose we got any more reinforcements to send. No, we do. We do indeed. Oh wow. We've got quite a few units. 10,000 that we've built so far. Now to be fair, we don't actually have all of them active. We lost quite a few, and I reckon a lot of them may even be garrison? Well, no, the garrisons don't have numbers, I don't think. I don't know, do these? These don't have numbers either. Okay, so we can't tell the numbers of the enemy units, we can just tell the type. But on our units we can actually see them numbers. There we go, naval fuel cells, that didn't lead to anything, so we don't need to worry about that. Although, I do wonder, so there's the walrus that we could technically research, but it uses a lot of uranium. I'd rather not use the uranium for weapons. Okay, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad one. Pretty long range on submarines, but it needs to have someone spotting them, I'm pretty sure. You know what, I'll put that into the research queue nonetheless. Okay, so we are now turning a bit bigger profit again. So that's good. While the production cost for consumer goods, which is probably the biggest income that we have right now. Yeah, it is. 1.3 billion, sorry, from that. Oh, hold on a minute, did we not sell something? I reckon that might be indeed the case. Just making sure. Oh, right, we need to lower the petroleum sell price at least. What about coal? Coal is still fine. Iron is still fine, or metal rather. Uranium. I have to lower that quite a bit, aren't I? And electricity, we can. Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, we can drop the price of that a tiny bit. Okay. Is the summit ready? Yes, we can move the summit back. We might want to bring a transport over there, actually. I know that we've got one down here. Troop convoy and some submarines. We'll also move them over there first. Submarines can kind of clean up the path there, and then we can actually even bring the submarines down here to start scouting the port over here if there's any enemy ships. moving about or anything like that. Right, we've got another 3 tanks repaired. Let's move them towards the front, and then over here we got the quite a bit of tanks. What I could do now, while the infantry is moving slightly closer, we can probably move in the artillery a few steps north. In this group, first let's get rid of that infantry, that all mechanized unit that they have here. Oh, we didn't quite destroy it, but I know that they have some artillery in here because we are being bombarded right now. Luckily we also have artillery, so it's kind of a fair game, I suppose. There we go. Okay, and here comes the Air Force. Also, oh wow, okay, you guys, fall back. No, one of them is going to be destroyed. There's just way too much Air Force. And it doesn't, yeah, it got destroyed. Air Force is nasty. Okay, let's just pull back. This attack is not going anywhere right now. Do they don't have artillery in there, at least. It's just that bloody Air Force that is causing all the problems. There we go. Let's leave 1 unit destroyed again from the enemy. Right, so we got the tanks there. I think it's actually going to be safer for us to actually try to take some more over here, because at least then the Navy can kind of support in that endeavor. We can't... Yeah, we can't resupply in here, so we'll need to get all the way to Orleans before we can get more supply areas, unless we can bring in... Oh! They're sending in some helicopters. Alright then. Just gonna poke them. There we go, that's 1 down. That's 2 down. And we're going to pull back. Right, I think we definitely need to start building the air defense in here. Let's get 3 of them. And then I will build air base. So that's going to be quite expensive in the short run. Well, at least for the first day, it's going to be relative. Well, it wasn't actually even all that expensive. I take my word back. Right, so we're getting closer and closer to the airfield, so it must be the airfield, was it down here somewhere? Hold on a minute. Pensacola is at least 1. I suppose what we can do is we can have a look at the air bases. Got 1 all the way there, that's probably not the one they're attacking from. And then airfield, they got 1 over here, so that's the Pensacola. They got Nashville, which might be another one that they're sending planes from. Yeah, they don't actually have that many airfields around here. But we are building the Patriots down here. How far are we? Okay, it's still going to take 60 days. It's going to be about, or completely about the same time as the air defense. Alright then, we got another tank over here that we can move back in. Did we... Oh right, yeah, that was the supply truck. You can move back north. I think we're going to do a quick attack on Sherman. Microwave defense upgrades is going to take quite a while still. Sounds like there's a lot of air force somewhere. Oh, I see. Well, not going to be a problem anymore. Oh, we don't have a supply truck there. Well, that can be fixed. Gonna entrench you there. Here, we got a Patriot over here. I suppose I'm going to move you to the Eastern Front right now, because that needs a lot more support right now. Over here, oh, you need to pull back already. Damn, the defenses have dug in quite deep. I suppose it makes sense. Oh, come on, don't die, don't die. Okay, good, you got out of the battle, and now I'm just going to send you to be repaired there. Sending the troops that have been repaired over here. I think Sherman... If we send in another wave of attacking, or attackers, we might be able to take it out. Or if we send in some tanks to assist. This might work. Okay, yeah, you need to pull back. I guess then in the other two tanks over there, how's the... Okay, there's some artillery firing probably, or the anti-aircraft gun. I'm not entirely sure which one. I could move you up there. Get the infantry over here. Protect the flank a little bit at least. There's not too much that we can do around there, quite frankly, because of the lack of supplies and all that. Let's have a look, because of the transport... Oh, the transport already arrived there. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to send the transport in here. I know it's a bit risky. I'm going to send it there anyway. Nope, and you... Okay, you are already pulling back. Good. You are now out of the combat. I will send you to be repaired, and the enemy air force has arrived. But we have destroyed the defenders at Sherman. So that's good. I'm going to send in another one of you down there. We can probably take out the artillery piece there. And then these tanks will sweep around from the south. Still being bombarded by some enemy units there. Not entirely sure where from. Well, it's probably that one actually. Come on, destroyed, destroyed, destroyed. There we go. And you can pull back. Okay, the infantry seems to be doing okay, at least for the time being. Especially now that they are in close quarters combat. They don't take all that much damage. Just gonna check one thing real quick while we are... Okay, still got about 3 minutes. There we go. So we captured that. Suppose I could send you there. I'm gonna send you to the industrial complex. Get a bit more gas. Oh, right, that's the thing that I wanted to check earlier. Production. So USA still has 8.6 billion barrels of oil being produced, and we produce about 11. We could actually have more. Does it say how much the max production is? Capacity is 12.7. So yeah, we produce about 50% extra, or more than they do. I'm gonna have to pull the tanks back. We're not gonna be able to push through there right now. Not without reason, or resupplying rather. We got another Patriot in here. I'll just park you behind there. And tanks are probably gonna go down here along the coast. We've got a few units on the island there, which we probably need to destroy at some point. Also got some Patriots in there on the other side of the river. Well, we started bombarding that. We have the infantry in here. I suppose we could start sending that out a tiny bit. And also the tanks we can gather up into a group. Because you... Yeah, you were going there. Good. You know what? Why don't you go over there? Partially surround the enemy. And the infantry can attack directly. There we go, well at least push that helicopter back. Now, how's the money situation? We're actually losing some money, so is there something that we are not selling because of lack of price or something? Oh wow, that's increased. Again, the minimum price shouldn't matter too much as long as the minimum or the market price is above that. Or above the well, minimum price. We're still going to be selling at the market price then. I suppose we could increase the price over there as well. Petroleum, okay, we can probably lower that a tiny bit. Yeah, the profit we are getting from petroleum is starting to be rather small. So I think I'll switch to about 8 billion, so we'll go 60%. Let's just save some money. Coal, we could still increase a tiny bit production to compensate. And then metal ore we are still selling. Electricity we are just about selling. Lower the price a bit more. Could even lower the capacity a tiny bit because the market or profit margin has dropped quite significantly. 45 is a bit too low. Let's go for 47. Yeah, 47 is probably fine. for the time being. And that did increase quite a bit profit margin. Of course, there may be multiple things contributing to that. Did we... Oh, there's an enemy tank right there in the center. How did it get there? I don't know, but I don't like it. Maybe it will get destroyed by the garrisons nonetheless. There we go. And with that, we are out of time for this episode. So, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.